Welcome back to Pile of Mopars. It's been a while since we've posted. Yep, still moving. As you can see, I still haven't touched anything in the shop yet. Working on everything outside. And I'll give you a little shot of what I'm doing today. So we're gonna get this 63 Sport Fury onto my deck truck. I've got the skid steer here. Got a couple differentials to move that are just stored underneath. These are 66, 67 B body differentials. So they fit well on these earlier B bodies and they get away from the tapered axle. So the interesting part about this car is it's on a rack. All the suspension is everything's removed, and the previous owner put it on this rack that's on wheels. For restoration that he was doing. But I originally bought this car because it had a complete original max wedge induction system and exhaust manifolds, carbs, air cleaners, intake, and exhaust manifolds, and that's why I bought it. But the car is a really clean Central California car. He imported it back in '98 or something like that, but it does have a bit of rust. You see the corner of the trunk, both sides, and a couple very minor spots. Other than that, floors are perfect. You know, the rest of the body's decent. So if I don't make it a driver, I'll make it a, my first intention was make it a gasser, straight axle with a blown 440 and a 4-speed. And of course, these are all dreams in my head because I got a million projects. But anyway, we're going to load this up onto the deck truck, and then we're going to go grab the Cuda and put that on the wheel lift. Well, that was a bit of a pain and a little bit sketchy, but you can see the cart he had made up for this, for the restoration part. So, you know, from that aspect, it's handy, but from rolling it around, it's a real pain. Anyway, it's been sitting there for, 5, 6, 7 years now. And I've never bothered to throw the suspension back under it because I've never taken the time, but, you know, it's on the truck now anyway. So I'll give you a quick walk around to see how clean this is. This is California cars for you, or any dry climate. See a little bit of rust in each corner of the trunk lid, which I'm just going to leave. So my goal for this is a patina, whether it be a gasser or you know, a driver, a standard street driver. It's going to be a patina thing for now anyway. It'd be too easy to paint because the body's so nice. I'll give you a look underneath. The floors, front to back, are perfect. Not a speck of rust, not even surface rust by and large. Not sure if that's through here. I can see a couple blisters, so it's had a little bit of Bondo here. You can see it there. Had some work there. It's rusted through here where the chrome was. But have a look at the floors and the rockers. I mean, they're really nice. And this was a byproduct of those other parts I bought, so it came with max wedge parts, and I ended up getting this body pretty much for free just because of the value of the other stuff. I got all the chrome, everything's inside. Sport Fury, and then I think it's Commando, and it's 361. So originally a 361 car, but I've got numerous engines and or the blown 440 setup. It's got a little ding in the front fender. The hood's off a 64, which is not a big deal. Front end. I think this one, oh yeah, this one had a little bit of a crease right here. And you can see a little bit wanting to poke through, but otherwise, really, really clean. As clean as you could ever dream about getting in British Columbia and Canada, for that matter. Anyway, I'll strap her down, and then we got to go load that Cuda. Okay, put a couple straps on this body. You got your Cuda on the wheel lift, and we're airing up the tires, and the tires don't look great as far as dry rot, so hopefully that's not going to cause problems. One problem we do have though is the shifter was jammed. I think it was in 2 gears at once, so we got that freed up, but back wheel's still dragging, so I think we might have the brakes hanging up or something. I'm just going to give you a little shot underneath. California car, eh? Look how clean that is. Of course, being a V Code 6 barrel, it's got the boxed in leaf spring mounts. Anyway, we'll struggle through it. Well, after lots of messing around, we finally got her. Decided to just unbolt the drive shaft instead of messing around with the shifter. And but the passenger rear drum was locked up. It'd go in reverse, but the brakes would grab going forward. So we had a pipe and stuck it through the spokes and just whacked the drum, and that loosened things up. Looks like I'm a little high here, probably lower it down a bit, but we're gonna hit the road here pretty quick and get going. Well, finally, after lots of messing around, hitting the road with this load. Hour-and-a-half drive. Should be a sight going down the road. 20 minutes in, just checking straps and stuff, just to make sure I don't end up on the news tonight with a load going down the road by itself. One thing I'm concerned with is the clearance here as the car bounces. We had some pretty good bounces so far, and it hasn't, there's no witness marks of it doing anything, so I think we're good. Anyway, continue on. Okay, we got the cars unloaded. We had a bit of a mishap here, a close call. It didn't amount to anything, but it was close. We had the front wheels on the ground, and I was driving my truck out, and the whole car rolled forward. And I'm surprised those casters rolled on this dirt, but anyway. just about hit. This is where it stopped. So close call, but it didn't do any damage. So that was kind of scary because I was driving forward and I seen the thing roll and I went, oh no. Anyway, you see it's at home with all its brothers and sisters. Okay, it's the next day. We dragged this relic out of that sea can there. Getting ready to tow it with Tyler's truck. I've got a truck box in my trucks, and he's got an old International, and he's going to tow this one behind. Haven't really seen much in this on the channel. We'll do a feature on it one of these days, but that's what's special about it. It is a Hemi car, and can't really tell, but its original color is mauve metallic. Mauve metallic with a white interior, so it's quite a unique combo. Pretty solid car. I've owned this thing about 20 years, and that's why I've got it jacked up. I got to switch out those back tires because they're all dry rotted, and we don't need any incidents going down the highway. So had a couple rally wheels with good tires, so we'll just tow it on that. Anyway, I'll get back to work. Okay, both back tires on there. Aired up the front. Just getting ready to load it on Tyler's truck. Actually, doesn't look bad with the rallies. Or more so the bigger tires. I'll give you a little shot under the hood. Oh, I should bungee that down. So this is what it looks like. This is all the remnants of mauve metallic. Power steering, drum brakes. Original K-member. You can see how somebody added these brackets on to make it fit an RB. There was a 3D3 in here. Oh, here's a neat thing. When they mounted the engines and the motor mounts and everything were painted on the engine, they're still wet, and you can see the outline of the big rubber block. And underneath, you see the skid plate. Anyway, had this car a long time. Got to decide what I'm going to do with it. Whether I sell it or throw it together. We'll see. Here's a relic yard art that Tyler's bringing to the new place. It was sitting in the bush here for like 30 years, and ever since he was 3 or 4 years old, we'd always have to go look at the truck in the bush. And then when he got older, he says, "Dad, I have to have that." So here we are, and we just got to put the lights on the charger and we're good to go. Well, it's a couple days later, and I'll give you a little view of what we've got done. There used to be a little tractor there, Oliver tractor. That's gone. This has yet to go. That's a 38 Nash. There was a 50s International there. That's gone. Right where Tyler's GMC is, used to be a tent there. That was the 70 Cuda in there. There was a car trailer back here. There was 3 truck cabs that are all gone. Backyard, there's a few stragglers and some odds and ends we still got to do. It's mostly Tyler's stuff. We had a bunch of engines that were here, differentials and transmissions. I had moved them down behind the shop. Those are now all gone. Like I said, there's a few stragglers here. There was a storage box there and one beside it. They're both gone. So probably got about 95% of the outside stuff hauled out. And now I'll work on filling those apple bins from the storage sea can here, because it's got to be empty to move. And then I'll start working on the shop. There was a box right here. I loaded this today. It's on the truck now. And then there's just a few odds and ends of Dodge truck parts to get rid of. There was also, where the skid steer is sitting, there was another box here. 63 Sport Freer was here, and tons of parts. So all that is gone. A few more scrap metal to get rid of. A bunch of scrap metal over there. And that is the box I'm taking out right now. So that's the end of another video. You can see we got the International tucked in the trees. A little Oliver tractor, although I'm going to turn that around. And last time we showed you all the vehicles tucked in the trees, but they're still very visible. So what we did, these are only visible from straight down our front driveway. So we parked all the cars behind these two vans. And you know, from this perspective, it doesn't look like much, but there's about 17 or 18 vehicles behind these. So it goes quite deep, just so we can keep it, you know, out of view of neighbors and people want to complain and looky-loos and all the other things. So anyway, that's an update on our move. Still going. Thanks for watching Pile of Mopars.